This program is discussed about event-driven programming in VB 6.0. So first, what is event? The event is an important part of programming language that allows the computer to respond the user request. The user request sent to via the keyboard or mouse. The events are important part of in modern computer programming language. So in this modern world, the user uses the GUI application, that is graphical user interface. The GUI has icons on the computer screen to control the pointer, that very easy to use operate the computer system. An event occurs when an event listener detects an event trigger and responds by running a method. That method is called event handler. So this is 4 key features of EDP, that is event-driven programming. First one is form and control, second one is trigger functions, third one is event handler, the last one is event loop. So first, the forms and controls. In VB have several number of forms. Each form contains various controls which allow the user to interact with the program in different ways. The controls are text box, menus, command button, label box, timer, etc. Each type of control has its own number of events. This is one example of form load event. If you double click in a form in VB window, the form load coding will open in the coding window. The next one is trigger functions. The event-driven program to respond events triggered by the user via the mouse or keyboard. The user click the mouse or pressing the key in a keyboard. The trigger function trigger the event to run a program. Different control have different number of events. Text box event is not same as the button event. That why? Because text box is used to display the content of the text and the button is used to process the event. This is one example of trigger functions. The user press a key in a keyboard or click a button in a mouse. Some actions will be placed. So that is called a trigger function. This is button event. The button has a click event, and otherwise we are using in more number of events, that is called guard focus event or mouse over event, etc. Then event handler. The event handler in event-driven programming, it's contain a code that run when an event will be occur. That code is called a procedure or subroutine in VB window. Then event loop. The event loop testing the user interface, and if anything has happened by the user, the event when detected, the event is passed to the trigger function and to find the appropriate event handler to run the code for processing the code. First, the user interact with the page, and the second one, an event is triggered from the user via the mouse or keyboard, that is pressing a button in a mouse or a keyboard. And then event handler work to running the code to respond by the user request. And the last one is updated or modified result will be placed. And these are the advantages of event driven programming. The first one is flexibility, then second one is suitability for GUI, and third one is simplicity and ease of development. The flexibility means good choice of trigger functions, and the wide choice of controls can be dragged into the form. Then suitable for GUI, that is a Vim system. The Vim system is a windows, icons, menus and pointer in a computers. Most controls are independent, so code can be easily modular. Then simplicity and ease of development. The programmer can add and code one object at a time, so code modules can be reused or imported from libraries. And the online and local help is available in the VB screen. So that is very simplicity. These are the disadvantages of EDP. Then first one is most of the time our errors can be more difficult to spot out to debugging, and the program with complex GUI, it may be slower to load to run, and the program have too many forms. The user can be little bit confusing or frustrating. Thank you.